So I have opened up HC Equipment Report and I have renamed it and put the little 5- in the front. And what we're going to do is take a look at the zoom feature. We're also going to take a look at how to split up a spreadsheet into multiple panes. And we'll look at how to freeze your column and row headings. So first thing we're going to look at is the zoom. And I'm going to click on the plus sign down here twice. And basically all zoom does is it increases the size of the data in your spreadsheet without affecting what goes to the printer. And if you wanted to actually zoom in and focus on a section, we're going to highlight the sections. I'm highlighting G3 through I-10. I'm going to go into the view ribbon and I'm going to zoom to the selection. And that puts that in focus, almost a little too in focus. It's quite large. So I'm going to hit zoom and change it to 75%. Now, changing the zoom has no effect on what gets printed. Your spreadsheet is going to print at 100%. So you should always keep that in mind when working with different zoom settings. Right now I'm looking at 75%. If I click on the 100% button, it always takes me back to 100%, which is what the spreadsheet prints at. The next feature they would like you to see is the feature that splits the window into multiple sections. So we're going to turn that on. And what you're going to notice with this is that you get a bar, actually 2 bars, and you can drag them and move them around. Okay, all you have to do is position the mouse right on the bar and it moves it. So you have a vertical and a horizontal bar. And that splits your spreadsheet into multiple sections. And you may think, why in the world would I need to do this? Typically, if people are splitting the spreadsheet, they don't necessarily want to have it in 4 pieces. So usually you split it either vertically or horizontally. So to get rid of a bar, you just position it over the bar and double click. So right now I just have a horizontal bar. So if I put the bar kind of below my column headings, what I can do is position a row below the headings that normally is not below. You can see my column headings are in row 3, and now I'm looking at row 9, and it's showing right below those headings. Okay, so this is just kind of a nice feature so that you can display things next to each other that normally aren't. I'm going to double click on that line to get rid of it, and I'm going to split again. And this time I'm going to get rid of my horizontal line by double clicking. And I'm going to take my vertical line and move it next to the row headings. And if I scroll, you can kind of see the advantage here because I can display columns next to those headings that normally are not next to them. Okay, so if I go back over to how it normally looks, I mean, you can see that entering those last 2 columns is not going to be very easy because I'm not going to be able to see the headings. So by putting in this split, it lets me display those columns right next to the headings. And I'm going to double click and get rid of that. Now, if you want to permanently freeze your headings, what you have to do is move your active cell to the location that is directly to the right and below the headings that you want to freeze. So if I want to freeze these headings in A, and I also want to freeze my column headings in row 3, I'm going to position my active cell in B4 because it's to the right of my row headings and it's right below my column headings. And then I'm going to go into freeze panes and turn that on. So then when I scroll down, I still have my headings for my columns. And when I scroll to the right, I still have these row headings. And what we're going to do is come over here. And I already started entering them before. We are going to enter the data into November and December. Now I'm going to highlight the area I want to enter the data in, starting in the upper left corner. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to type down within the column. And then when you press enter, when you're at the bottom, it goes to the top of the next column. So you don't have to take your hands off of the keyboard and reposition the active cell. So it's just kind of a neat little trick. So I'm going to enter 2310, press the enter key, and I am using the numeric keypad just because it is faster than trying to use the numbers at the top. Oops. Now, if you mess up, it doesn't work quite as well. Let me try that again without messing up. Or if you mess up, just kind of ignore it until you're done. And then you can go back and fix it. Okay, so as long as you just keep typing, it will kind of go from column to column. But if you click to fix something, all that highlighting goes away. So if you're going to use this technique, what I would do is enter all the numbers, and then after you're done, you can go back and fix any errors. And at this point, we're done entering, so we're going to unfreeze the panes. And if you still have your split panes in here, okay, clicking on the button will get rid of them, or you can just simply double click on each pane. And we're going to save our changes.